Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today we're going to be removing the crank pulley, also known as the harmonic balancer. And so it's going to require a puller. We're going to get the car up into the air, and I'll show you the steps involved. So first, make sure that the wheels are properly chocked because we're lifting the front of the car up in the air. You want to make sure the car does not roll. So leave the car in gear and make sure that the parking brake is up. And we're going to go underneath the car and we're going to lift with the floor jack. So we're going to lift back here on this frame rail support, and then we're going to put a jack stand towards the front. So make sure that it's good and solid and not going to fall down. Next, we're going to take our breaker bar with a 3/8" reducer on it so that we can put it down inside of the tensioner. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the tensioner clockwise, and that will release the tension on the belt so we can go ahead and unloop it from the alternator. And that way we can unloop it down here from the power steering and the crankshaft. Again, at this time, make sure the car is in gear, even fourth gear. And we're going to take an 18mm socket and we're going to put it right on the bolt for the crank pulley. And so now we're just going to use a breaker bar to break that loose, going in the counterclockwise position. And now we can just remove that bolt by hand and set it out of the way. And now we're going to use a tool specifically for pulling the harmonic balancer. I'll put a link in the description where you can pick one of these up. And we're going to get some PB Blaster, some penetrating oil. And I like to spray the holes that we're going to be using. That way you get all the junk out of there from dirt and grime and the belt shreds and everything that's in there. We want to make sure that we thread these bolts properly, because if you mess these up, it's really hard to get the balancer off. Next, we're going to test fit the bolts. So find the bolts that fit, make sure that they go in straight, and just make sure you don't punch all the way through and hit the timing cover. It'd be kind of hard to do that, but you could if you went too deep with the bolts. But we're just going to get them started. Now, this is what it looks like on the actual puller. As you can see, we're using the flat surface on the puller so that the bolts hit it like this. So that's the way that it should look. And we're just going to line it up now and put those bolts back in. And again, just make sure that they're threading straight. You don't want them cross threading. They all need to go in pretty much the same distance, so you can kind of look at them directly from the bottom and make sure that they're pretty straight going in, and we're going to pull evenly. Now we're going to take a socket wrench. In my case, a ratcheting wrench worked best for the clearance that was involved. We're putting it on the end here, and as we tighten it, it will pull the balancer right off. Here it is sped up. You can see it as it moves the balancer away and comes right off. Note that on the balancer itself, there is a keyway notched on the back, as you can see here. So it does pretty much only go on one way back onto the crankshaft. So anyway, the threads, as you can see here, I even could have gone a little bit deeper, but they were deep enough. You just don't want them to be shallow that it pulls it out. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please check the video description where I'll put a playlist with all my other videos that are like this. And if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. Thanks, guys.